Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Listen English Story with GKS. Chapter 1. A Cow in a Village. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a cow named Betsy. She was a gentle and kind animal, loved by all the villagers. Betsy was known for her sweet milk and her gentle nature. Every morning, the village children would come to milk her and play with her. One day, a wealthy merchant passed through the village and noticed Betsy. He was impressed by her gentle nature and her high-quality milk. The merchant offered to buy Betsy from the villagers, promising to take good care of her and provide her with a comfortable life. The villagers were hesitant to sell Betsy, as she was a beloved member of their community. However, the merchant offered him a large sum of money, and they eventually agreed to sell her. At first, Betsy was happy in her new home. The merchant provided her with the finest food and a comfortable barn to sleep in. However, she soon realized that the merchant had no interest in her well-being and was only interested in her milk. The merchant forced Betsy to produce more milk than she was capable of, and he never allowed her to rest or graze in the fields. Betsy became weak and unhappy, longing for the simple life she had once known in the village. One day, as the merchant was milking Betsy, she suddenly kicked him and ran away from the barn. She ran through the fields and into the nearby forest, where she met a group of wild cows. At first, Betsy was afraid of the wild cows, but they soon welcomed her into their herd. Betsy was amazed by the freedom and joy of the wild cows, who roamed freely in the fields and ate fresh grass and herbs. Betsy realized that she had been trapped in a life of captivity, and that true happiness lay in freedom and the simple pleasures of life. She decided to stay with the wild cows and live a life of freedom and happiness. Meanwhile, the merchant searched high and low for Betsy, but he could not find her. He realized that he had treated her poorly and regretted his actions. From that day on, he vowed to treat all animals with kindness and respect. Betsy lived happily ever after with the wild cows, and her story became a legend in the village. The villagers learned a valuable lesson about the importance of treating animals with kindness and respect, and they never forgot the gentle and kind cow who had taught them this lesson. Years went by, and Betsy grew old and wise. She had seen many things during her time in the forest, and she had learned much about the world and its ways. One day, a young calf stumbled upon the herd. The calf was lost and alone, with no mother to care for him. Betsy took the calf under her wing and became his surrogate mother. She taught him how to graze in the fields and how to avoid danger in the forest. The calf grew strong and healthy under Betsy's care, and he became a valued member of the herd. Betsy felt a sense of pride and joy in watching the young calf grow and thrive. As time went on, the villagers began to wonder what had become of Betsy. They missed her gentle presence and her sweet milk. They searched the forest and the nearby fields, hoping to find her. Finally, one day, a young boy stumbled upon the herd of wild cows. He saw Betsy among the cows and recognized her immediately. He ran back to the village and told the villagers that Betsy was alive and well. The villagers were overjoyed to hear the news. They made their way to the forest and found Betsy among the herd of wild cows. They were amazed to see her living among the wild animals, but they could see that she was happy and healthy. The villagers asked Betsy to come back to the village with him, promising to treat her with kindness and respect. Betsy thought about their offer and realized that she missed the village and the people who had loved her. So, Betsy returned to the village with the villagers. They welcomed her with open arms and promised to never sell her or mistreat her again. Betsy lived out the rest of her days in the village, loved and respected by all who knew her. Her story became a legend in the village, passed down from generation to generation. The villagers never forgot the lessons they had learned from Betsy, and they always treated their animals with kindness and respect, just as Betsy had taught them. Years passed, and Betsy eventually grew old and passed away. The village mourned her loss and held a special ceremony to honor her memory. They knew that they had been blessed to have such a special cow among them, and they were grateful for the lessons she had taught them. But even after Betsy was gone, her spirit continued to live on. The villagers continued to treat their animals with kindness and respect, and they passed down Betsy's story to future generations. Her legacy lived on, inspiring others to be kind and compassionate to all living beings. And in the fields and forests around the village, the wild cows still roamed free. They had learned to coexist peacefully with the humans, just as Betsy had taught them. And whenever the villagers saw a wild cow, they remembered Betsy and the lessons she had taught them. They smiled, knowing that she had left a lasting impact on their lives and their community. Story 2. A brave cow in a village. Once upon a time, there was a cow named Daisy who lived on a farm with her family. Daisy was not like the other cows on the farm. She was strong-willed and had a fearless spirit. She often found herself standing up for her herd when they were threatened by predators or other dangers. One day, a pack of wolves came to the farm looking for prey. The wolves had heard that there were cows living on the farm, and they were determined to hunt them down. Daisy was out in the fields when she saw the wolves approaching. She knew she had to act fast to protect her family and her herd. Without hesitation, she charged at the wolves, bellowing loudly to alert the other cows of the danger. The wolves were taken aback by Daisy's bravery, but they quickly regained their composure and lunged at her. Daisy fought back with all her might, using her strong hooves to kick and stomp on the wolves. She knew that if she didn't hold her ground, her family and herd would be in grave danger. The other cows saw Daisy's bravery and joined in the fight. Together, they drove the wolves away and saved the farm from certain destruction. The farmer was amazed by the cows' bravery and realized how important they were to the safety of his farm. He made sure to treat them with the respect and care they deserved, knowing that they were not just ordinary farm animals, but brave and loyal members of his community. From that day on, Daisy became known as the bravest cow in the land. Her story was told throughout the countryside, inspiring others to be brave and fearless in the face of danger. And Daisy lived out the rest of her days on the farm, proud of the legacy she had left behind. Daisy's bravery had earned her the respect and admiration of her fellow cows. They looked up to her and often sought her advice and guidance in times of need. Daisy took on the role of a leader and worked tirelessly to ensure the safety and well-being of her herd. Over the years, the farm faced many challenges. There were harsh winters, devastating storms, and even more attacks from predators. But through it all, Daisy and her herd remained resilient and strong. As the years went by, Daisy began to slow down. Her once strong body grew weak, and she knew that her time on the farm was coming to an end. But she was not afraid. She knew that she had lived a full and brave life, and she was content in the knowledge that her legacy would live on through her herd. One day, Daisy closed her eyes for the final time, surrounded by her family and friends. The other cows mourned her passing, but they knew that she had left them with a powerful legacy of bravery and determination. In honor of Daisy's memory, the farmer erected a statue of her on the farm. The statue was a symbol of her bravery and the important role that cows played on the farm. And every year, on the anniversary of Daisy's passing, the farmer and his family would gather around the statue and remember the brave cow who had inspired them all. If you're looking for a fun and effective way to improve your English, subscribe to our channel, Listen English Story with GKS.